cues is not very easy. In these days of pandemic, coronavirus crippling all of us, we are all wearing masks in the offices and the counseling rooms. We even keep shield. So what happens? We are not able to identify non-verbal signals, cues from the client. And that is a difficult stage, a difficult process that hinders the true scientific counseling sessions. Because we are not able to understand what their face speak, what their lips speak. And to some extent, we are not able to understand even how the eyes speak. You know, in every communication, the non-verbal communication, the cues, are very important. And particularly in these days of COVID, it is difficult for us to understand the cues, the communication. However, we will try to adjust ourselves into the new system until this corona goes away. We wish and we pray that corona will soon wane away, soon vanish from our beautiful world. Anyhow, it's time. Let us start. Chitto, hello. Hello. Okay, let's go ahead. Shall I start?
Okay, can start.
Yeah, shall I start? I think today my friend Parpon did not join. Did she? No. No, she has not joined. Doesn't matter. So, are you all ready?
Yes. Yes, ready.
Then please clap. When you clap, generally, I want you to clap together. But because of the corona nowadays, we don't give shake hands and we don't touch each other. So please clap on your shoulder so that you encourage yourselves to improve your self-esteem. Come on, please clap on your shoulder. Hello, please clap on your shoulder. Yeah, just put like this now on your face, on your cheeks, on your cheeks. Yeah, 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 very good. Please feel good, comfortable, nice about this morning and yourself. Let's have a good morning to all of you. This fine morning, we are going to discuss curriculum 3, curriculum 4 and 5 of UTC 4. UTC 4 is a very important curriculum because it discusses or dwells on counseling and counseling skills, various dimensions and aspects of counseling, the skills used. And we also discuss about group counseling, individual counseling, psychosocial education. Why there should be psychosocial education in our treatment facilities. I believe Dr. Tirupal discussed module 2, which we saw what is counseling, what is self-disclosure, what is transference, what is counter-transference, and communication. So, yesterday we discussed the very important concepts of counseling. They are dual relationship, self-disclosure, transference, counter-transference, and communication. This morning, we shall discuss what are the core skills of counseling. As a counselor, are you skillful? It's an opportunity for all of us to know whether we are skilled, whether we are effective counselors. Effective counselors means counselors who can really use the knowledge, skills, and techniques of scientific counseling. In our country, counseling has been misunderstood because of the religious group who are conducting regular counseling programs. Many people think that counseling is a kind of advice. Many mistake it for pulpiteering. You know what is pulpiteering? Pulpiteering means the priest preaching, standing on the pulpit, that podium, the priest preach the people. They preach Bible, they preach Buddha's learning teachings. So, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, all these things. That is what is called pulpiteering, giving advice or preaching. Some people mistake counseling for pulpiteering. Pulpit, arka, pulpit means that stand from where you preach. Preach, you know, the religious leaders, the priest preaching. That is called pulpiteering. Or preaching simply means, just say preaching. So let us understand, counseling is not preaching or giving advice. It's actually a two-way method where we are helping the person to help himself. So that is why counseling is called a helping profession. It's a process of helping to identify the problem, to identify the solutions for the problem. What does it mean? It means the counselor never proposes the solution. The counselor only helps the person find a solution to his problem. So the consensus, the permission, the willingness of the counselor is very important. Of the counseling is very important. So this is where we are just going to discuss today. What are the skills that we require as counselors? Okay, let's go. Anybody wants to share or add on the skills? If somebody wants to speak about the skills of counseling, before we start sharing the PowerPoint? Hello, dear doctors, dear professors, would you like to share anything before I start sharing? Hello, Arkar, want to speak something?
No, Professor, I don't have anything to share, and I'm willing to listen to your lecture.
Okay, fine. So let me share. Good. Can you all see the presentation?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, thank you. So, basic counseling skills. There are 5 of them. Reflective listening, asking open-ended questions. This is very important. Next is affirming. First one is summarizing. And the 5th is rolling with resistance. Let's see one by one. These skills are very important. This reflective listening, affirming, open-ended questions, summarizing, rolling with resistance. These are very important in assessment and giving counseling, individual, group, and engaging the family, and also working with people who are having co-occurring disorders. Counseling is important in helping people with a psychiatric comorbidity. Co-occurring generally mean any coexisting diseases or disorders. It could be medical, it could be psychiatric or mental. Here we are concerned about psychiatric or mental health disorders which are coexisting with SUD. So the objectives in this curriculum 3, we are discussing what are reflective listenings, what is open-ended question, how we can affirm, how we can summarize, and how we can handle rolling with resistance, or how do we do rolling with resistance. So importantly, we are going to discuss reflective listening, open-ended questions, affirmation, summarizing, and rolling with resistance. These are the 5 important concepts we will be discussing. Now, listen. Every day we hear this. In family, among the peers, in classrooms, in colleges, in office, we hear people telling us, listen, listen, listen. What this word listen mean? Can someone say? I know you all know that, but I want to make it very sure that you understand this concept very clearly. Once you understand this concept very clearly, we can go ahead a little quicker, little faster. Hello? Hello? Will you able to tell me something about listening?
Listening, it means that spend time together in humble and openly, quietly,
Okay.
for other people to speak.
Okay. So it's a way of just giving your ears and then try to comprehend what he is speaking. Okay, let us do an exercise. Okay, all of you please stand straight. Sorry, not stand, sit straight. Come on, ready? As if you sit for prayer. You know, for prayer, how do you sit? I don't know in your culture whether you do prayers by sitting or standing. Okay, please put your hands on your knees. Come on, everybody. Please place hands on your knees. Now, ready? One. Please close your eyes. Come on, close your eyes. Okay. Okay. Please close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Imagine it is raining outside. Imagine it is raining outside. It's a small rain, just chiseling, a fine rain. Drops falling on the roof. Try to hear the voices, the water, the raindrops falling on your roof, that tick tick voice, that click click voice. Come on, here, listen the rain, listen to the rain, listen to the drops that is falling on your roofs, that is falling on your windows, that is touching your windows. Slowly, slowly listen to the rain. Talk to the rain. What does the rain speak? Try to guess what maybe the rain wants to say us. It's like an imaginatory feeling. You see, rain, wind, sun, everything in the nature and the universe wanting to tell us something. Listen to nature, particularly the rain, the wind, will give you a kind of experience in listening. So listening has to be practiced. Now you can open your eyes. Listening has to be practiced. So you can practice listening by listening to the rain falling on your roofs. You can also practice listening, just listening the clock. Now, clock has a voice, the tick, 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 tick voice. Just lay down straight on your bed. Try to listen the tick, tick voice of the clock. You will get a better feeling. So that's how we can practice listening. So listening does not mean hearing. Listening means comprehending, understanding what the person is speaking to us. Listening requires a lot of patience, a lot of attention, both your body, mind, and even I would say your soul should be directed towards the person's voices, the inner voices of the person. Some clients, counselors, when they speak, they may not speak verbally. They may speak a lot of things non-verbally. Their eyes may speak, their lips may speak, their face may speak, and understanding these gestures, these non-verbal cues is very important. And that comprehension or comprehending the thing or understanding is what we call listening. There are certain barriers to listening. Barriers means what? Obstacles, hinders. See, now we are talking. We are discussing what is counseling and core skills of counseling. But suddenly you get a phone call from your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or while sitting. Now I can see my friends in Thai, the health department officials sitting in a big table, around the table. Many of you are there. But remember, suddenly one of your friend comes into the room. Your attention changes. You are listening to me, but you may not understand what I am speaking because you have an external barrier that somebody came to your room. Your attention is changed. Your attention is not focused to me, towards me. So that is a barrier. Okay, another example is you are listening me now, but you are thinking of your friend. You are thinking of your wife. You are thinking of your official matters. Or else you are thinking about COVID because you are sitting closer and you are not wearing mask. So you may start thinking, what will happen to me if I get COVID? So these sorts of internal thinking. At the same time, you are listening me. You are hearing me. You are hearing what I am saying. But you don't understand, comprehend what I tell. And that is what is called a barrier. So barriers are like emotional indifference, means you don't want to listen. I give you an example. You are all listening me. Suppose there is a person who does not like me, okay, who does not like my lecture. Let's say you don't like me. That means you are not emotionally happy with me. You have an indifference, and that affects your listening capacity. So that is a barrier. Other thing is, I already said, thinking of something else. Thinking to respond. How to respond? Example, I am giving counseling to Arker. Arker is speaking his personal life. Then as a counselor, I start thinking how to answer him, how to respond him. So that can be a barrier because I am thinking while listening Arker. That is not good. So that is another barrier. Another barrier is paying attention to something else. Now we are listening. As I said, somebody comes into our room. So you pay attention to that person. Say now somebody is bringing coffee for you. I used to see that from here. And then you are trying to take the coffee. Your attention is changing. That is another barrier. Dwelling on preconceived attitudes and biases. Okay? I give you a very good biases. I am dark colored person. And you don't like dark colored people. Okay? Yeah. And when you listen to me, you have started having a kind of biases towards me. That bias keeps you off from listening me properly. And that is a bias, a preconceived idea. Did you get me? That example? Harka?
You mean the example of preconceived idea?
Yeah, biases. Biases means a kind of preconceived ideas. Example, Arthur do not like dark colored people. Okay? Now, I am a dark colored person. Okay? So when you listen me, you have that bias within you. So you don't listen me properly. That's the thing. Then thinking about something in our own lives. Example, this morning I had a fight with my wife. Now I am doing counseling session with Tin or Chit or Panida. What will happen? I will think about my wife and I cannot listen properly you. So thinking something about my life, that will interfere counseling. Judging speakers' actions. Example, now Tin, among you is Tin, there is Tin, no? Tin is talking to me as a counseling. Then I start judging about him. Oh, this guy is a very bad guy. He's trying to say me lies. He's trying to bluff me. All these sorts of judgments about who is speaking, about the counseling, is a barrier for listening. Now, we are going to discuss some important points, that is core skills. There are 5 core skills: reflective listening, open-ended questions. Do you remember? Affirming, summarizing, rolling with resistance. Now we are going to discuss reflective listening. Before that, I want to share a small video. Chit, can you allow me to share the video?
Yes, Ajahn, you can share by yourself. If you want to share the YouTube, yes, you can share.
Okay, I'm going to share. Just give me 1 second. Please give me 1 second. Okay, let's try. Let's try whether it works. Hello.
You can share.
Yeah, I started sharing. Did you get? No.
No.
Oh, I started sharing.
No.
Oh, may not be, it is not working.
เมื่อวานเช้าวันนี้ก็ลองเข้าแค่ต้นสัปดาห์ตั้งใจมาฟังวิธี counseling เพราะไม่ได้เข้าคอร์สมาค่ะ
Oh, no, you are not getting. Okay. That means the sharing is not okay. Let's try once again. Try once again.
Hi, Professor. Hi, Professor.
Yeah.
I said you are co-host. I
Pardon?
said you are co-host. You can share video. Now I said you are co-host. You can share video.
Okay, 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 okay.
Thank you.
Let me try once again. Try once again. Try once again. Okay. Okay. Oh, we can't get. I'm sharing from here, but you cannot see. Am I right?
No, we cannot see you.
Oh, that means something wrong. So I have to check what is wrong here. Okay. Let me stop once again and then see how is it. Uh, okay. 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 Doesn't matter. It is not getting okay. Panina, can you just send me your email ID so that I will send the video to you and then you can share it.
ตอนที่พูดอยู่มาก็บอกแล้ว
Yes, you can send to
การ
me.
เงินนะห้ามหมอ
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can send to chat.
ให้ฝากไว้
I can share for
ไม่
you.
จะบอกไปซื้อ
Yeah, just give me your mail ID, mail ID
Yes, you
through the
can.
chat.
มันเป็นบอกด่วนหมอด่วน
Yeah, copy the link of the video to the chat box, and Panida can share for you.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said, can you just send me the mail ID, your mail ID through chat?
On chat box.
Yeah, yeah, on chat box.
Yeah.
Just send your mail ID. Or I will send my mail ID to you. Okay?
Okay, Ajahn Panida can send the email of Panida to the chat box.
No, I send my mail ID to you. Okay, okay. Panida send. Okay, okay, okay. Good. Okay. Just give me a second. Just hold on, please. Okay. Recording video. I will say video. I would tell you when to play the video. And now we shall start or we will continue our session. Okay. I cannot share even. My slides I cannot share. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
No,
I
receive email from you. I don't have.
No,
I
no.
don't see email from you.
I will send the emails. It takes time for uploading. But, I want to continue the session with the
Yes.
slide sharing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So I try to share my slides, but it's not coming. What happened? Wrong. Not able to share the slides. Make any changes anywhere?
You can share slide.
Yes, I shared, but you can't see the slides.
I'm not sure.
What is wrong? I don't know what is wrong.
Wait.
Just let me try again. Okay, let me. But it does not work. What is wrong? Let me just close the session and then come back. 2 minutes. Okay? Okay?
Okay, Professor.
Hello? Yeah, just close and then come back. Maybe it works. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. Let's be back. Okay, can you see the slides now?
Yes,
Professor.
I can see.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. The video did not work. Maybe something technical issue. We will try to solve it in the evening or afternoon. Okay? Now let's start, proceed with the reflective listening. What is reflective listening? Reflective listening means it's an active form of listening. Means when you listen someone, you not only hear, but you comprehend, understand, and then able to give a feedback, able to say back what you heard. in a very simple words, maybe in an expanded form, that is called reflective listening. When you listen somebody as a counselor, you try to understand what the person is trying to speak. You see, sometimes people may not speak very directly. They speak indirectly. And they may not be able to express what they want to express. But it is the skill of the counselor to understand what the person is trying to speak and then give a feedback. And that is called a reflective listening. When you have a very effective reflective listening techniques, it can reduce the resistance, encourage the client, bring communication more effective and empathetic. It strengthens or solidifies relationship, and it also reinforces motivation. So what are the advantages of reflective listening? It takes away the resistance, effective communication, it brings respect and empathy, it improves the helping relationship, that is counseling. It also reinforces or increases the motivational level. So these are the positive things about reflective listening. What does it mean? As a counselor, if we are able to understand and learn the skills of reflective listening, we will be able to help the client improve his motivation, improve his communication, understand and listen empathetically. Reflective listening is is very important for a counselor in understanding the counseling. It is it's not always you thought of doing it consciously. It comes into your mind automatically. That is a kind of feedback that you give to him after you listen to him. You, as a counselor, try to tell the counselee what you understood from the talk. And that is what the reflective listening. True reflective listening requires lot of skills. Skills like paying attention to verbal and non-verbal responses, understanding the communication style of the person, simple form of reflections, understand with flexibility the behavior of the clients. So in simple or in short, reflective listening requires certain skills. What are the skills? The skills to understand verbal and non-verbal communication, the communication styles, the reflecting in a very simple way, and also understanding the client's behavior. So these things are very important in understanding the client's client's talk in a reflective way, so that we are able to reflect it back. So that is very important. Types of reflection. There are 3 types of reflections: simple, amplified, double-sided. There are 3 types of reflection. They are simple, amplified, double-sided. Simple means simple. That means you just reflect what he spoke, the meaning of what he spoke. Amplified means, if you know, in a public address system there is an amplifier. What does the amplifier does? it expands or it increases the voice. Same way, amplified reflection means you reflect it or you reflect it with an expanded way of meaning. The client is trying to say something, and then you expand the meaning. That is how you amplify. Double-sided means you are reflecting back to the client the contradictory things, the opposite things the client spoke. So these are reflections. Simple, amplified, double-sided. Now let's check it. What is simple reflection? Just observing, listening what the client says, and then you state back to him in simple, neutral form without repeating the client's words verbatim. That means what? When a client speaks, you reflect it back without using the client's words. In a very simple way, you reflect back or state back what the client is trying to speak. It can be a statement, or most of the time it is a statement actually. It's not a question asked. Just make a statement without using the client's verbal words. But you have to be able to say the meaning of what he is trying to say or the feeling of that person. And reflective listening is always helpful in establishing a rapport. So simple reflection is also called paraphrasing. You might have heard this word paraphrasing. Trying to just tell the meaning of what the client is telling in a short words, in a simple words. But you have to try to not to use the client's words when you reflect it, when you state back it. Examples. You see the example. Can you all see the examples of the simple reflection? See the examples. I don't plan to quit shooting up anytime soon. So what the client is telling, the client is trying to say that he does not want stop now. So you reflect it. How do you reflect? Oh, you can't see yourself not using right now? See? So that is how you reflect. See another example. As if that were enough, my wife and I are in getting along at all these days. The client is trying to say that he has some problems with his wife. So how do you reflect it? How do you state back? You are stating back. You see the example. You are having some problems in your marriage right now. See, that is how you state back simple reflection. Did you get? Hello?
Yes, Professor.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. So let us go to the next one.
Yes.
I'm not going to read these examples. There are so many examples. Please check all those examples. Okay. This is a partner exercise. We are not going to do, but we will do it after we finish all the three reflections. Amplified reflection. So the next is amplified reflection. As I told you, amplified reflection means reflecting what the client said in an expanded way. What is the meaning expanded? An elaborate way. But it is not sarcastic. Not sarcastic means you as a counselor should not make fun of what he said. Rather, in a very nice way, the counselor is trying to expand, elaborate what the client said. Elaborate not the sentence, elaborate the meaning or the feeling of what the client is speaking. By doing that, amplified reflection, we can help the client go towards a positive change. The client feels better. Clients feel more comfortable in talking to us when we use the techniques of amplified reflection. So amplified reflection in simple words means reflect what the client said in an elaborate way or in an expanded way, but not sarcastic or not making fun. What does the amplified reflection helps? Amplified reflection is like an opening door. Opening door means you are inviting the client into the discussion in a deeper way. Like opening door means you are welcoming. You are asking the client, come in, come on, let us share. So it's like a welcoming attitude you are providing, wherein by the client feels more comfortable, more free, more positive about what he is going to share with you. So exploration, probing, all this takes place there. The client may be willing to say more about him. The client may be willing to discuss with you more about him. The client may feel free of discussing with you. So that is why we always say amplified reflection is like opening a door. Opening a door means you are giving a welcoming attitude. I mean, you are giving a welcome to the client, encouraging the client to speak more and more about himself. It is helpful when a client is not willing to disclose more personal things. It is very helpful when a client is not willing to go further. When you use this technique, the client will be willing to explore and go further and speak more about him. Examples. You see the example of amplified reflection? Client says, I know I have made mistake, but this is the, I know I have made mistakes, but this stuff they are making me do is ridiculous. So the client is trying to say he feels it very bad. So that the counselor says, you don't agree with any of what they are making you do. That means the client is trying to say that he makes mistakes, but then he won't agree what they are doing against him. So, understanding the inner meaning of what the client is trying to say and then expand it, that is amplified reflection. Now, double-sided reflection. As I already told you, double-sided reflection means you are bringing out the contrary things, opposing things what the client spoke. An example, the client said, I want to study and become a good officer, but I cannot stop taking drugs. So when a client says that he wants to study and become a good officer, but at the same time, he does not want to stop taking alcohol or drugs. So two opposite things, contrary statements he is making. He wants to become a good officer or gain education, but at the same time, he does not want to stop. So the counselor can use that technique and bring out the two opposite things, contrary things to him through a double-sided reflection. The counselor can say, oh, I understand that you want to do well in studies, but you don't want to be to stop drinking or taking drugs. How is it possible? So that is how you reflect double-sided. And it requires, generally, this double-sided reflection requires the information given by the client in a previous sessions. That means, generally the double-sided reflection is done with the information given in the previous sessions. So generally when you talk about so many things, the client might have spoke about his studies in a session, and in a later session the client might have told about not able to stop drinking. So then you can bring out these contrary things, opposite things into the context and reflect. So that is called a double-sided reflection. See, this is an example. Double-sided reflection. Maybe I should give up using completely, but I am not going to do that. You see, he wants to stop, he wants to quit, but he does not want to quit completely. So the counselor is asking, how is that possible? You want to quit, but you don't want to quit completely. It is something confusing for you. Is it difficult for you to stop completely? So that is the meaning you bring out when you speak about double-sided reflection. Okay, friends. Now we discussed reflective listening. There are three reflective listening: symbol, amplified, double-sided. Symbol means you just bring out the meaning of what he is trying to speak, but not using his words. Amplified means you expand what he spoke and give a meaning to what he spoke. Double-sided means you bring out the contrary statement. So this is what symbol, amplified, and double-sided. Now it is a time for a small discussion. Vanida?
Yes.
Let's have a small discussion. Let's break into Thai group and the Myanmar group.
Okay.
And your discussion is, please try to bring out at least 5 examples of, no need 5 examples, 2 examples each of all the 3 reflections. That means 2 examples for symbol reflection, 2 examples for the amplified reflections, 2 examples for double-sided reflections. Each group will try to bring these and talk. You can use in your own language. Vanida, please listen to them when they talk and just tell me what they spoke. That's all. You may translate if possible, or somebody else in your group can translate and speak and present. Is that okay? Hello?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, do
let's
it.
break into two groups. Did you
Yes.
understand what you have to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, please do. How much time do you want? 10 minutes?
10,
Um,
10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Two
10 minutes.
examples each for.
15.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, please.
Okay, fine, I will teach.
Okay.
Please
Thank you.
take 15 minutes.
Okay,
Thank you.
I can
Yeah,
read
two
out the
examples each for simple, amplified, and double-sided. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Please break into two groups, and then we come back after 15
สาม
minutes.
อย่างเนี้ย
Okay?
เขียนประโยคสามแบบนี้แต่ว่าในการตอบมันก็ต้องมีตอบ
15ไม่ใช่เหรอต่อไป15
เหมือนตัวอย่างอันเนี้ยค่ะต้องมีตอบไทเอ็นคาเทเลอร์แล้วก็
Hello.
Okay, everyone back to the main room.
Okay, good. Tell us something about the 3 reflections. Don't take much time because we have very limited time. Please. Maybe give one example. Of course, you prepared 3 examples each. Which group? Thai group or Myanmar? Hello? Hello?
I think
Myanmar, please.
I think Thai first.
Okay, please speak.
Myanmar, please. Can you?
First.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I tried to quit smoking many times, but failed.
Okay.
Counselor said, now you how had it is today.
Okay.
If I client
Okay.
office pay me.
Okay.
Have a question. Client said the manager said if I don't give her I won't have this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For a long time and it is helpful to stop for this reason. However, put on with it you have economics.
Okay.
Is a man. And
Okay.
I can take and what taking my medication again. Counselor said you will start taking again.
Okay, fine.
Amplify, I am here because my girlfriend made me come here. Counselor said that's the only reason you are here.
Oh, very good. Okay. Okay, that's good.
Okay. I don't like what smoking first. That's to my head. But it really reduce. Counselor say on the one hand, square your head, and on the other hand, concern about how square reflect your head.
Okay, very good. Let's clap for him. Okay, this was from Thai group. Am I right?
Thai group.
Thai group. Now.
Myanmar group is from.
Okay, sir. Please.
No. The Myanmar group has already presented the sample questions from Dr. Ampong.
Next one, the Thai group.
Okay.
Present. Ready? Thai group ready?
Ready?
Wait.
Okay, you can present just one example.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we can start. One.
Okay, for the symbol, the patient told the counselor that last week I was sick more than the week before. The counselor reflect that you use is more heavy the last week.
Okay.
And the second one, amplify. I feel when I have sick. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel not okay when I have sick without use chemsex. The counselor said you feel you are not okay if you have sex without use the chemsex.
Okay, good. Right. Nice.
And the last one, and the two sides is I don't want to use it anymore because it make me unstable and I feel insecure in everyday life and when I work and go to school. But sex is very important for me and very necessary if I stay in everyday life. Yes.
Okay.
The counselor said, so sex make you happy, but in everyday life, you are insecure and unhappy. So that
Okay. Good, good. Okay.
sex is not happy.
Okay. Okay, let's
Okay.
clap. Let's clap. Let's clap. So what is simple, amplified, and double-sided? You may require further reading to understand it. So let us finish up before we break for tea. Is it time for tea, or should we continue and finish and then break?
Yes, we need, please.
You need a break.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Okay. We will break and then we come back. Okay. Okay, we break for 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Thank you. See you after break. Thank you.
Okay. 10 minutes. Anita, please start 10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can take a 10 minutes and we come back in Thai time.
10, 50, 45. เขาใช้คำว่า tea time
Okay.
เคมเซ็กซ์ครับ
คืออะไร
เซ็กคือยา
เคมเซ็กคือแอมเฟตามีนคือเคมเซ็กคือสารเคมีที่ใช้กระตุ้นทางเพศครับมีแอมเฟตามีนมีป๊อปเปอร์มีไวอาก้าครับ
ป๊อปเปอร์
คือแอมิโนไนเตรตเป็นสาร
Okay. We are already behind the schedule. Okay? Okay. Let's start. Are you ready? Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, Professor.
Yes.
Okay. So we finished reflective listening. Now we shall discuss open-ended questions. What do you mean by open-ended questions? Open-ended questions means questions that gives an elaborate answer. It cannot be answered yes or no. So instead of asking, what is your name? When you ask someone, what is your name? That person may say his name only. So that is yes or no answer. In counseling, we normally do not ask open-ended questions. Sorry, yes or no questions. We always ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are such questions which give the counselee to answer in an elaborate way. For example, in a rapport building session, instead of asking the counselee his name or where from, you can just ask him, could you introduce yourself? So the answer will be very much elaborate. When you ask such questions, the counselee is encouraged to speak more of himself. He may speak about his name, his house, where he comes from, what is he doing, what purpose he came. There are so many things that he might give. So that is why the importance of open-ended question. Because it's a open-ended question. When you ask, the answer is an explanation, elaboration, detailed history of the person. So how do you frame an open-ended question? And how it is different from closed-ended questions? You see the examples there. Open-ended question and closed questions. Closed question asks, do you think you use amphetamines too often? So the answer may be yes or no. Whereas you ask an open-ended question for the same question. In what ways are you concerned about your use of amphetamines? So when you ask open-ended closed question, the answer is yes or no. When you ask open-ended question, the answer is elaborate and there is a kind of exploration. And that is the difference between open-ended question and closed questions. So in our counseling sessions, we generally ask open-ended questions only. However, there are certain occasions we can also ask open-ended questions, closed questions. Example, when you ask him about his age, about his birthday, those occasions you can ask closed-ended questions. However, if you want to get detailed or elaborate history of the client, open-ended question is recommended. And in counseling, a counselor should always ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions will always help the counselor understand client's point of view. It helps the client understand the feeling of the client. It facilitates dialogue, means it encourages more explanation and speaking. The client will speak more and more. The questions are always asked in a very neutral way so that the client is able to speak more. Open-ended question always helps us move forward. The communication improves. It's a partner exercise, but we are not doing it because we have no time. Affirming. I hope you understood what is open-ended question. Hello friends, any comment about open-ended question?
Yes, Professor.
Yes, this is clear.
Okay. We got.
Sure.
Okay. Next is the affirmation means speaking something positive about the person. That does not mean you just say you look smart today. Now that is not affirmation. You are affirming some behavior or some achievement of the person in a positive manner. An example you can say, okay, you did very well in your examination. You did explain it very clearly and you are very good at it. So that is how you affirm. It is a kind of positive statement about the behavior of the client, about what the client did. Not just telling that he looks smart or she is beautiful. Whereas it is a statement that speaks about the positive behavior or something that he has done, and that is affirmation. So affirmation should be sincere and positive. Can you all switch off your microphones? Some disturbances. Hello? Hello?
Don't pick my.
Yeah. Some disturbances. Remember, affirmation means always positive and sincere. Means what? The counselor should not give any false affirmation, or the counselor should not be flattering the client. Counselor should say only what is positive and sincere, what is there, the truthful things, not something false. So you have to be very careful when you affirm. You should not try to appease, or you should not flatter the client. When you give affirmation, this gives the client improve his self-efficacy. What is this efficacy means? Who spoke about this concept? Any idea? Self-efficacy. What does it mean? Who is the proponent of this concept? Any idea? Have you any idea about self-efficacy? Hello? What does it mean, self-efficacy? Hello?
Okay.
What do you understand by self-efficacy? Pardon?
Is it self-efficacy that means that someone is capable to achieve something?
Of the person, the potentials of the person, and you know this concept is of Albert Bandura, the sociologist who brought up this concept. So self-efficacy means the potentiality, the strengths of the person is able to do something or achieve something. So when you affirm, you are promoting the self-efficacy of the. I'm not going to discuss these slides. Please read because we don't have time. And benefits of self-affirmation. Benefits of affirmation is you encourage the client, you validate the experiences and feelings of the client. The client feels that he understood clearly by the counselor. It's a kind of appreciation. It's a kind of impression that the client has about that the counselor has about the client. It's a way of helping the client improve his self-esteem and efficacy. Okay, I wanted to do this exercise, but we don't have time, so let's go. Summarizing. What do you mean by summarizing? Summarizing means you are bringing out the content of what the client spoke, what the clients expressed. You are just communicating it back to the client. Summarization can be done at the beginning of the session. In the beginning of the session, you summarize the previous session. Between session, when session is going on, you can paraphrase and summarize. But summarization comes at the end of the session generally. At the end of the session, you summarize the whole thing. But when you summarize, we have to be very careful. We can use our own words. At the same time, you can use the words of the client. Summarizing will help the client, reinforces what he spoke. Summarizes also is a chance for the counselor to demonstrate that he has been listening to the client properly. It helps the client to respond clearly, and the client feel that he understood properly by the counselor. It's like an encouragement that keeps the client go forward. The conversation, the discussion between the counselor and the client goes or moves forward when you summarize. Because summarizing will give the client an idea that he is really understood by the counselor. When you summarize, the important thing is that if in the summarization, if something is that the client has not said, has not come up, or if the client is not clearly understood by the counselor, then this can be clarified. The discrepancies can be clarified. The behavior and goals of the client can be clearly clarified. That is the advantage of summarization. These are the examples. You can discuss this when you have free time, because we don't have time to discuss all these things. This is rolling with resistance. Now we have come to rolling with resistance. First is reflective listening, open-ended question, then affirmation, then summaries, and the fifth one is rolling with resistance. Rolling with resistance means when the client is trying to resist, is not willing to discuss about his drug using habit, you can just twist it. You can talk something else. Example, if a client is trying to deviate his talk from addiction, he does not want to talk about addiction. Maybe he wants to talk something else. And then you can talk that. And then later on you can come back to the addiction. So rolling with resistance means the counselor changes the direction but carefully keep on the same point, but the signals that resistance is changed here. That's all. So we have to be careful. When you do this direction change, you should not do these things. These are the things that you must know. The clients might express. What are they? The client may argue. So you should not argue. The counselor should not argue. The counselor should not wrongly interrupt. The counselor should not be denying or ignoring the clients. The client may deny, the client may ignore what he speaks with the counselor, but the counselor should not do that. These are the resistance that the client may show. Again, this is a role play, but we don't have a time for role play. Let's go forward. So what you need to be careful in handling resistance of the client. How do you roll with the resistance? Avoid arguments with the client. Instead, show sympathy. Don't make judgmental responses. Be non-judgmental. Be empathetic. Encourage the client talk what he wants to talk. Example, if the client wants to talk about his drug using friends, let him talk. Don't try to stop him. Don't try to interrupt him. Don't ignore what he is speaking or don't argue with him. How do we roll with resistance or the strategies used with rolling with resistance? We can use reflective listening. We can change the focus. We can have a twist into the agreement. We can reframe it. We can also emphasize on person's personal choices. How do we do this? Let us check. Reflective listening, we already discussed. Now we shall discuss how do we shift the focus. So shifting the focus is like, the client says, I can't stop smoking dog when all my friends are doing it. So you can say, no, we are not talking about stopping. Let us talk something else. In this way, when the client says he does not want to stop smoking, that means he is not willing to stop. There is a kind of unwillingness to stop. So you cannot go on arguing with the client. Instead, what you are telling, okay, we are not going to talk that now. Let us talk something else. Can you tell your concerns, your difficulties, your issues? Let's talk that. So the focus is changed. The client does not want to stop smoking. So when he says that, you change the focus into something else and let the talk go on. So that the conversation does not get stopped there. Instead, the conversation between the counselor and the counselee will go on, and at a later point of time, we may able to speak to the client in a very clarifying way, in a very clear way about addiction. So that means if the client is showing some resistance, we need not try to break the resistance. Instead, we can shift the focus. Sometimes we have to agree with the twist. Agree with the twist means slightly change the directions so that the discussion go forward. See the example. I know I made a mistake, but all of this stuff they are making me do is ridiculous. The counselor says, all of these expectations are frustrating. You are so anxious to be successful with things you can keep moving forward. See, the client says that he had made a mistake, but he does not want to say that he smoking or taking drugs is something bad or ridiculous. So at this context, you are trying to tell him, okay, I agree that, but is it making your expectations frustrating? Are you frustrated about your expectations? So there is a small twist into what he says, but at the same time, you are just showing a kind of agreement to what he is speaking. So that is agreement with a twist. And then you try to give him a reframing. Reframing is what you use a kind of positive interpretation of his negative information. See the example, the same example. I know I made a mistake, but all of this stuff they are making me do is ridiculous. So he said a negative things, but you are just saying something positively so that you are reframing it. How do you reframe it? You are not happy about others having so much control, but so far you have been able to keep up with all other expectations and be quite successful. So you are bringing out a positive aspect about the client. That is a kind of reframing of what the client says. Reframing means not putting it in other words, interpreting it in a positive way. That is what we call reframing here. So that is another method of or techniques to rolling with resistance. Then emphasizing personal choices and control. You see the example, the same example. So just you understand that he has these choices. So you give importance to that personal choices of the client. You acknowledge the personal choices of the client. So that is very important. He is trying to argue. He is trying to say that he does not want to stop. But you should not argue. Don't argue with the client. Instead, you emphasize his personal choices. Give importance and acknowledge the voices. When you give importance or acknowledge the client's choices, you give the client a chance to build up his personal strength, his self-esteem, build up his self-efficacy. This is more important. I know I went a little fast because we don't have time. I'm really sorry. However, do you remember the strategies for rolling with resistance? Can someone say without looking the slides? I'm going to stop sharing the slides. Can you please tell what are the techniques to rolling with resistance? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Can you please tell me what are these techniques, strategies to rolling with resistance? Without looking into your notes.
You mean just give you an example or?
No need example. Just say what are they? The strategies.
Oh.
Yeah. Just say the strategies.
เมื่อวานน้องไม่ได้มาแต่ว่าเอาแบบเรื่องจริงที่คนที่มาแย้งเขาให้สรุป
Come on.
ตอบได้เลย
Hello. Okay, there are, how many of them are there? The strategies. Hello. Hello.
Yes, you mean all the strategy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Too much.
No. Just tell us what are they. Don't explanation. No need explanation. Just tell me what are they. 5 of them.
I see.
บอกว่ามีวิธีอันนี้เหรอ
There are 5 strategy: reflective listening, shifting focus, agreement, twist, reframing, emphasizing personal choice and control.
Very good. So, number one is reflective listening. Number 2 is shifting focus. Number 3 is agreement with a twist. Number 4, reframing. And number 5 is emphasizing on personal choice and control. It's a big thing. Please read your participant manual to understand these things further. Since we don't have time, I'm not going to discuss these things again. If you have any doubts, please put it in the chat column. Let's discuss again. So let's continue with the next module, that is 4. So let's go to the next module. Okay, Arka?
Yes.
Shall we move forward to the next module?
Very well, sir.
Okay. Next module is all about motivation stages. Panira, can you hear me?
Yes.
I sent a video on motivation. Can you share that?
Yeah, I get. I no have email from you.
I sent already. You didn't get?
Send email on chat box.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent the email. I sent already.
เซ็นอะไรพี่ถามว่าอีเมลแชทบ็อกยังไง
ไม่มีno have no have email
not find email
ปณิดาดูในจังเมลของ
ไม่มีค่ะ ไม่มีค่ะ ดูแล้วค่ะในจังเมลก็ไม่มีจริงๆ
Panida, I send it. Can you check?
Okay.
Okay. When you are ready, please tell me. But I will continue with the slides. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That is stages of change, strategies for change. Have you ever heard about stages of change? How many stages?
Yes, Professor.
Yeah. How many stages are there? Can anyone say what are the stages?
Pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation,
Yes.
action,
Yeah. Yes.
maintenance, recurrence. 6.
Well, let's clap. Come on, clap. Let's clap. Very good. Actually, this is what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss the stages of motivation, strategies to appropriate each stage of change, change talk, readiness ruler, and decision balancing. Let's go faster. So these are the stages. You see, pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, act, and recurrence. Recurrence means relapse. Okay. Vanilla says she didn't get my mail. Okay, I will resend it. Probably we'll do it in the lunch time. Okay, fine. Because we don't have time now. Okay. Okay. This is a concept, ambivalence. Ambivalence means the conflicting thoughts. In our country, they say sitting on the fence. I think in everywhere we use that word, sitting on the fence. Whether go that side or this side. The client has not decided to take treatment, nor he has not decided. He does not know what to do. That is called ambivalence. And he is not very sure. That stage is called ambivalence. So that is ambivalence. Now let's check pre-contemplation. Pre-contemplation means the client even does not know or accept the existence of the problem. He has not even thought of the problem. So this is what is called ambivalence. He is experiencing a kind of ambivalence. And normally in this stage, the client will say, I have no issue, I don't use much drugs, I don't require treatment. And this is what is called a pre-contemplation. Pre-contemplation stage normally happens to all of us, all clients. because he does not consider a change, unwilling to change, and therefore, what should we do as a counselor if the client is in pre-contemplation? Can someone say? If the client is in pre-contemplation, what is the strategy or counseling we should give? Hello? Hello? If the client is in pre-contemplation, what should we do as counselors? Do you have any idea as to what do with a client if he is in contemplation, pre-contemplation stage?
Give advice.
Pardon?
Give advice. Give advice.
Pardon?
Give some advice or give advice.
Okay. Then what else?
Give them for more information and for more knowledge.
Very good. I really appreciate you. If the client is in pre-contemplation, tries to give him information and knowledge. Create a kind of awareness. That is more important. Don't force him to take treatment. Okay? Now, pre-contemplation, I already discussed. Now comes to contemplation. Contemplation is a stage he is thinking about to be or not, whether to take treatment or whether to change. I mean, not to take treatment. There are so many examples given. He says, I know I would feel better if I quit smoking, but I lose my friends. The client is trying to say he wants to keep both his friends and his addiction. He wants to keep, but he wants his friends. So he is in a confusion stage. So this pre-contemplation is called a stage of confusion, not able to make any decision. So at this stage, you can help the client open up. Reflective listening is very good, because this is the stage the client is willing to talk to you, is ready to open up. So give more time so that he makes a strong decision. Until then, you go on with the counseling sessions. That is very important. So that is contemplation. Contemplation, we are supposed to help the client resolve his ambivalence and make a choices, positive choices about the change. Instill confidence in the client so that he is able to change. Instilling confidence in the client to change. That means in our counseling session, you must try to speak positively about client's strength to quit, and also say no to his friends or giving up drug using friends. So in this particular stage, you are trying to develop his strength and confidences towards a proper decision making. That is very important. And that is where the counseling session becomes effective. So that is contemplation. Preparation. Preparation, now the client has decided to change. Only he is looking for where to go, what to do, what resources he has. It's something like he is ready to go for a journey and he deciding where should he go, whom should to whom he go, and what resources he has to go for a journey. You know, when we go for a journey, we plan. And preparation is a period of planning to do what and where to go, what strength or resources he has. So that is preparation. During the preparation stage, we are assessing the client's capabilities for change. We are assessing the skills, the recovery capital of the client. Example, the client is willing to change. So the counselor is checking with the client what are his resources, his recovery capital, his potentials for change. Whether his parents will help him, whether his girlfriends is supportive of his treatment, whether his community is supportive of his treatment, whether he has enough financial supports, whether his employer supports. All these things can be discussed during these stages of preparation or motivation. Okay? Action. Action is the real treatment, the real change period. Now he is undergoing treatment and he feels that he is ready for a change and he is undergoing the change process. The process of undergoing change is what we call is the action stage. Generally, the action stage, the client is in the treatment facility. But outpatient treatment also can be considered. Home-based treatment also can be considered. So he need not necessarily be in the treatment facility. He can be a home-based treatment or an outpatient treatment. So he is really having a change. He is really undergoing a change and receiving all sorts of help for change. During the action stage, he learns a lot of strategies for change. He learns how to prevent relapse. He is able to normalize the ambivalence, and his efforts to change and to success continues. That is the support that we can give. Maintenance stage. During the maintenance stage is what we call the follow-up stage. He has taken the treatment, got discharged, and now he is undergoing follow-up, continuing care. He is attending medical review. He is attending counseling reviews. He is attending mutual help groups. He is doing all that possible to maintain his sobriety. So that period is very important. A lot of things he has to do, a lot of personal change he has to bring, and he has to keep up into what he has already learned. He has to practice what he has learned during the treatment, and that is called the maintenance period. And then comes relapse. So he was in a pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and now maintenance. During the maintenance, if something goes wrong, if he does not keep or practice what he learned, and if he does not practice the relapse prevention program, he might go back to the earlier stage. He may go back to pre-contemplation stage. What does it mean? He may deny the existence of the problem. He may say, why should I not drink? Why smoking? I can drink again. I can take drugs. So he started thinking the uselessness of change, and then he may go back to relapse. He may stop or fall out. He may stop attending AA. He may stop taking reviews. He may stop attending counseling sessions. He may stop all other personal changes. His daily life, he may change. The sleeping pattern, he may change. Eating habits, he might change. Attending the jobs, he might change. Family relations might change. And then he goes back to relapse. And that is called a relapse period. So this is the cycle of motivation, the stages of motivation. But remember that these stages need not be in order. That means a person who is in pre-contemplation can easily go to preparation stage. A person in action stage can go back to pre-contemplation stage. What does it mean? A person who is willing to change and undergoing treatment, all of a sudden he can come up and say, sir, I want discharge. I don't want to continue treatment. I need discharge. And the counselor asks, what happened to you? Can you tell me your feelings or your difficulties? Then he might say, sir, I don't see any issues. See, I got admitted here. So many people who are admitted here are heavy drinkers. They abuse drugs so much. I don't use drugs that much. I use only once a while. And I don't think it is a problem for him. So give me discharge. I don't want to continue the treatment. That is an indication of that client going back to pre-contemplative stage. So during the action stage, the client may go back to the pre-contemplation stage or contemplation stage. This is what we call stages of motivation can be fluctuating. It changes from here and there. When a person who is in action stage can go back to contemplation, pre-contemplation stages. A person in recovery, that is in maintenance stage, can easily go back to pre-contemplation or relapse. So it's like always changing, fluctuating from here and there. A stable motivation may not be possible, and that is the nature of the nature of addiction. Symbols say motivation keeps changing or fluctuating, but understanding the stage of motivation where the client is helpful for the counselor to provide appropriate counseling and apply appropriate counseling strategies. Is that clear? It's not nice to ask, is that clear? Am I made it very clear? Did you understand, please? Any doubts about the different stages of motivation? Hello?
Yes, we understand. Thank you.
I have a question. If the patients relapse and go back to the pre-contemplation again, on the first we provide them the information before we come into the cycle, right? But if they relapse and they go back, so what kind of techniques reassure that they can do it again, according to the example?
Yes. Okay, definitely. A person can pre-contemplation stage. That's what you are asking. So can we move forward again to preparation and to contemplation and preparation? Is that what you asked, Supak?
I just wondering because like if they relapse and then go back to the pre-contemplation again, what kind of techniques that you have to like encourage their motivation? Like you can do it again like that?
Yes, yes. What strategy would you apply when a person from actions to pre-contemplation stage? What strategies? You see, for example, when he going back to the pre-contemplation means he does not accept the existence of the problem. What does it mean? He has not clearly comprehended the consequences, the negative consequences of his drug using habits. So what you can do? You have to take more time, more effort to discuss with him the consequences of drug using habits. I mean to say, it takes you more time to educate, give more information, clear information, clear and easily understanding ways. That means when he is in action stage, he may not have understood the real consequences and other aspects of addiction. Maybe the language he did not understand. Maybe the way he grasped, comprehended was not right. So apply different strategies to teach him, to give him more information about addiction and the consequences he may have been facing. So it takes you again more time and giving him more information. You have to give him more reading materials. You may have to conduct more educative sessions. You may have to have more individual sessions to discuss various aspects of drug using habit and the consequences that brings to his life. Example, you have to talk about his health. You may have to talk about his mental health. You may have to talk about his personal life, like his job, his daily life, his family, his employer, his peer. All these things you may have to talk. Maybe you use some other techniques. You can use Readiness Ruler. You can use decisional balancing techniques. All these things you can apply. We will be discussing what is Readiness Ruler, what is decisional balancing. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So let's go forward. Arka? Arka, because only you are responding, that's why I'm asking you.
It's okay, sir.
Yeah. Can we go forward? Is it clear? All the stages of motivation?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go forward because we have only 1.5 hours before we break lunch. I had to share that video on motivation, but I could not do it, and our Panida says she did not get time. Okay, let's go anyhow. Evoking change talk. This is again another concept. How do we evoke change talk? Evoking means you are trying to help the client bring a kind of change in his arguments. But you are not arguing with him. It's like a process where he is able to talk things more. So evoking change can be done in a way, can be done using different techniques. One techniques of change talk is DAN is the abbreviation of 5 concepts, 5 words. It's acronym. DAN is an acronym, which is an abbreviation. Speaks of 5 things. D means desire, A means ability, R means reasons, N means need, and C means commitment. So you can use this DAN techniques. Desire, ability, reasons, need, and commitment. Now let's see, how do you use the
I can hear. You open microphone.
Okay. Give me a second. No, sorry. I just sent the mail to Panida. So just give me a second.
I send email, send you a chat box. You send Natisha.
Okay. I will send you now. Yeah, I will send you now. Just give me 2 minutes. Please hold on. I'm sorry because I just want to send them a mail to Panida. Just 2 minutes. Okay, I send it. Please check again. I sent to you. No, to Natisha. I sent to Natasha.
Wait, I check.
Okay.
I want to check.
Okay. Let us continue.
Okay. I receive.
Okay, please. Let us.
Okay.
Okay, friends. Let us continue. Nadina, Panida, when you get the video, please tell me so that we can show the video. Okay?
Okay, I can. Okay, I can download for share.
Okay. Others, please keep your. Okay. So we are using the technique called DAN. DAN means desire, ability, reason, need, and commitment. DAN C. So desire. So we are talking about using the desire of the person, whether he really want to take the treatment, and then you are talking about his desire to change, and that is the desire change. How do you talk about that? See, he is expressing his desire. See, he says, I would like to stick to my medication regimen. I wish to stop using drugs. I really want to finish my treatment. This is his desire to change. Ability. the ability to change. You are discussing the self-efficacy of the client. He will express, I am able to do that. I am able to do this. So that is the ability of the client. Then the reason. He may have reasons to change. I want to change, or I want to stop using drugs because my girlfriend left me. I want to bring back my girlfriend. That is his reason to change. So you as a counselor assessing his reasons for change. Then comes need. What is the need? Why? What he needs? There is any need for change. That he wants to really quit or not. That's the need. Then the commitment. Is he really committed? That means he wants to change, but his commitment level is low or higher. What are his commitments? What is his level of commitments? So these are the things that you assess by using these techniques. The desire, ability, reason, and commitment. Now, there are certain other ways of evoking change. What are they? You can ask 10 ways. Example, you can ask the client open-ended question. That is called an evocative question. Example, what you would like your life to be like 5 years from now? So during the counseling session, you are trying to check what and after 5 years. So framing a question in accordance with his desire for change, his commitment for change is very important. So that is called evocative questions. Okay, Panida, I stop sharing. You can share the video. Kindly, you please, Panida, you share the motivation video. Motivation.
Okay.
Okay. So that the stages of motivation is clear to all of you. This is an extra from our curriculum. Just to show you, because we are having a walkthrough, there is no time for much explanation. So I thought I will show you this video. Go ahead. Please share the video. All of you, please watch the video. Now voice.
Could you turn on the volume?
Yeah. Check the volume is okay or not.
Please wait a minute.
Okay, doesn't matter. You just check what is wrong. Okay, Panida, don't worry. Just show it and then share with everybody the video so that they can see themselves. Panida, just show it and then you can share it with everybody. Okay? Don't worry. So that they see for themselves. Each one can see in their own laptop or computer. Okay, that is enough. Okay. Is that okay? Hello?
Microphone of host is off. That's why we don't voice of view.
Okay, okay, sir. I will send it to all of you later through the WhatsApp. Please send me your WhatsApp number, at least one guy. WhatsApp number of at least one of you so that I will send the video to all of you later. Okay? Now we shall not hang on that. Or Panida can give that to everybody. Panida?
Okay.
Yeah, that is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give that video to everyone. Okay? Oh, good. Good.
Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the stages of change, because if you're looking to be making a change in your life, and in particular, if you're looking to be like quitting an addiction,
Is this okay?
habit, perhaps it's something regarding your health, or perhaps it's about getting over a loss or getting over a breakup or moving forward with your life and taking a new direction, there are stages of change that everyone goes through, more or less. Now, I didn't make up these stages of change. They actually come from a man that I'm going to speak about right now. Now, there was this teenager, and his father was an alcoholic, and he was also depressed. And then the father didn't want to seek any type of counseling. He didn't believe in any of that kind of things. And he died. And so his son was extremely curious about what it is that can help people to change and to make a difference in their lives. And so he studied thousands and thousands and thousands of people. He became a doctor, and now he's known as James Prochaska, and he's considered one of the most top 10 eminent clinical psychologists in the past 70 years. So what he had done is he had looked at thousands and thousands of people to find out what they were doing to be able to make transformations in their lives, looking for some type of pattern so that it could be having much greater clarity and understanding how he can have his own clients move through these types of changes in their lives. And so what he did was he wrote this book called Changing for Good. And he found that there's basically 6 stages of change for being able to move forward with your life. So I'm going to go over what these stages of changes are. So this is the stages of change model by Prochaska. So first is pre-contemplation, which is about realizing, maybe the person has a problem, but they have no intention of changing behavior. They're unaware that they might even have a problem. They don't take responsibility for the problem, and they are usually avoiding the subject. Okay, so this could be a person that's perhaps, gambling away their money all the time, or perhaps they're obsessing about the past for like years and years and years, and they just think, well, that's just the way life is, and they don't take responsibility. The next stage of change is contemplation, and this is where they start realizing other options and possibilities and taking a look at what else is going on. Are there alternatives? Is there another way to be living? So they think about changing, but they procrastinate. But at least there's like the crack of an opportunity for a possibility to be making transformation. Next is preparation. And this is when they intend to take action soon. They realize change is possible and good. They become serious about changing. They perhaps see other people that were in similar situations that came out stronger, that were able to perhaps move forward with their lives. And so they might, if it's about health, they might, buy that new pair of running shoes, or they might, think about going out and doing something different. So that's the preparation stage. Next is action. And of course, you've got to have some action. Now, this is when a person has changed behavior for about less than 6 months. They're taking some steps. They're perhaps quitting doing the gambling or the drugs or whatever it is, or they're finally getting out of the house and meeting other people, or they're actually, taking a run and going for a jog, and they're taking steps in that direction. And they're doing it for about 6 months. And next is maintenance, which is about maintaining that change. They've changed their behavior for greater than 6 months, and they begin committing to a lifestyle. And then, of course, the last stage is termination. So their former problem behaviors are no longer perceived as desirable, and this is the end of the change process. In other words, it's kind of like the caterpillar, goes through all those stages of change, and then fly, and pretty much never looks back. They don't think of themselves as, oh, I used to be an alcoholic, or I used to, have a problem getting over a breakup, or I used to be addicted to whatever. They don't even think about that anymore. It's like they've become a new person. They've been able to embody this transformation throughout their entire being, that this is who they want and what they are. So those are the stages of change. Now, this is what's important. What Prochaska noticed is that no matter where a person was in these stages of change, the people who were able to change for good, they all had one thing in common. And this is an extremely important point, because if you're looking to make change in your life, this is going to be very much an instrumental piece or component for being able to make that transformation. And that's a well-formed outcome. So in other words, having a really huge, juicy, beautiful goal that's far more empowering, far more invigorating, that fills you up with vitality, and it's far more alluring than whatever that problem behavior was. So it's having a well-formed outcome. So all the change from pre-contemplation to action is predicted by having a positive outcome that's more important than the problem behavior itself. So let's say a person is smoking, thinking about smoking. Instead of them thinking, oh man, I just got to quit smoking, it's better for them to be thinking, you know what, I'd like to be spending time with my grandkids. But if they realize, if they keep smoking, they're probably going to die sooner, and so they won't be able to spend time with their grandkids. Okay, so if they have that well-formed outcome, that bigger, brighter goal that's on the other side of smoking, then it's easier for them to stop that problem behavior. So this is why this well-formed outcome is such an important thing. So the more you know what you want that is contrary to the problem behavior, the more you don't want that problem behavior. So it's easier for a person to be quitting the gambling if they think, geez, you know what, it'd be better to have a house, or it'd be better to have some cash in the pocket, or being able to, get over a breakup or rebound from that type of financial loss or whatever that problem was. If they're looking to the future and thinking, you know what, I'll be better to be involved in a better relationship, or just having a better health overall. And yeah, I'm just going to speak briefly about the Wegner Paradox. You know, when someone's thinking about, I'm just going to continue with the smoking here, but if someone's thinking, oh, I got to quit smoking, or I got to stop overeating and stop smoking and stop thinking about the X, this is so detrimental, because that thinking about that problem, it just causes that problem to take up more space, take up more real estate in their psychology. So that's not a good thing to do. This was a whole Harvard study that was done about this. So you're looking to be making changes. Don't be thinking about, oh, no, don't do that and don't do this and don't think about the X, whatever that X is. Instead, it's about think about what it is that you do want, right? Move in the direction that you'd rather be moving in instead of where you don't want to be going. So these are the stages of change, and it's more or less like a staircase, a spiral staircase that people take. Now I'm just going to put this on its side for a second, and then just put it on a bit of a graph so that you can have a better understanding as to this. So if someone's going through this pre-contemplation phase, or whether they're going through the contemplation stage of change, you know, it doesn't mean like, okay, they're on step 2, now they're going to go to step 3, you know, because people will relapse. People will kind of, you know, take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, or they'll take some action for a little while, you know, they'll go for the run, or they'll quit their smoking and they'll take up better habits, or they'll stop thinking about whatever that big problem was. Maybe it was that huge loss or the loss of a skill, and they'll take some action. But, you know, inevitably they'll kind of relapse and just kind of fall back a little bit and you know, fall off the wagon or whatever. And this is a natural part of change. You know, a lot of people will just try to make things really difficult for themselves by thinking, oh no, I've gone off the wagon, you know, such a bad person. When it's not. They're just naturally taking this path of these stages of change. So it's very natural to be taking 1 step forward, 1 step back, and just kind of wobbling and stumbling forward in this type of way. But it's all good, and it's all part of this entire stage change model of Prochaska. And eventually, by maintaining that path, you do reach that phase of termination. And this is a good thing, because it enables you to be having the thoughts, behaviors, and actions that are far more empowering for whoever that person is. So those are the stages of change. Now, if you're looking to be making changes for yourself, and I don't know what that change is, whatever that X is, but you know, if you do have that well-formed outcome, it'll be much easier. And if you're thinking about what that bigger picture goal is, it's far more easier to be going through this whole transformative process and going through those stages of change, so that, you know, it changes the entire trajectory of your life. So if you're looking to be, you know, reprogramming your mind so that you can be having better habits and thoughts and behaviors, then understand that there's these stages of change that people go through, and that it's natural. So, you know, if you're feeling like you're relapsing, or that you just can't quite do it, you know that you are doing it, and that's just all part of the process. Right? And of course, you're taking advantage of your brain's ability to rewire itself in response to experience. And that takes a bit of time, right? So that those old neural pathways that were, you know, feeding into that problem behavior, those will end up dying off because you're not giving it any attention, but instead giving attention towards the behaviors that you do want. Okay, so this is all a really good thing, and changes can take time, right? So those are the stages of change, and I always make sure to let my clients know about this, because it's important for them to realize that, hey, there is a path that they're on, and 2 steps forward, 1 step back is totally fine and totally natural. So that's what the stages of change are. And I look forward to sharing more with you about what's required for reprogramming your mind so that you can be having better decisions and better actions. And in the next video, I'll share with you what else is absolutely essential for being able to make changes in your life so that you can reprogram your mind and your behavior so that you're having your life be a lot more the way that you'd rather be wanting it. I'll see you then. Bye for now.
Okay. Okay. Good. You got a better idea of just course motivation stages. Shall we continue, because we have very limited time? Hello.
Yes.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay, because we have very limited time. So we were talking about evoking change. There are 10 ways. The first is ask evocative questions. Example, what would you like to do? What would you like your life to be after 5 years from now? Like you can ask the client such questions so that the client may change his talk. I mean, change his ideas. Another is you can ask for elaboration. See, when the client says something, say the client says, I don't want to stop drinking because I don't want to give up my friends. So you can ask for elaboration. Can you tell us more about your friend? So that he will elaborate, and then it comes to a point where he might feel that he needs to stop. Ask for examples. Can you give some examples about your drug-taking behaviors that brought you some negative effects on your body or health, or even positive things? Because let him speak what he feels positive, and then we can change it. Then back. Look back is something that you try to talk to him about his past experiences. See, the client may be telling that he is not ready to change because he does not have a confidence that he can change. He may say that he is not able to stop at all. Then you can ask him about past experiences where he had successfully did it, where he had a very successful change in his life, something that he achieved in his life, so that you can connect it to present issues. Look forward. Looking forward is what he could do in future, what could he be in future, what sort of success he would like to bring in his future. Query questions. Query questions is something like imagining what would happen if he stops drinking or if he does not stop drinking. It's something that a kind of imaginatory question which will speak of about his future. Then readiness ruler. Readiness ruler is something like this. We are going to discuss this. 1, 2, 3. A scale like this. There will be 10. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah. This is readiness ruler is like a scale of 1 to 10 or a 0 to 10, where you are asking the client, showing that scale, what is his motivation? How does he have the confidence to change from 0 to 10? If he says it is 4, he has no motivation. If he says 6, he is unsure. If it is 8, he has a good motivation to change. That is how the readiness ruler is used to assess his motivation. We will discuss that in later. Then weighing pros and cons. Pros and cons means advantages and disadvantages. It is like a decisional balancing. Means you ask the client what would be if you stop it, if you don't stop it. What would happen if you continue to stop and if you don't stop. Like that, a balancing, whether good or bad, whether it brings advantages or disadvantages. Then the next step is exploring goals and values. You can discuss the values of the client, the importance of quitting the drink, the values in
the slide.
Arthur, something?
I think the slides you are discussing is not shown to us.
Oh, you didn't say that. Okay, let me check. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay? You can
Yes, we
see
can
now,
see.
no?
Yes, we
Okay,
can see now.
okay, okay. So the 9th point is exploring goals and values means you are trying to help the client understand his values. Asking questions like, tell me what is important to you in your life. So what happened when he asked him to speak about his importance in life? He may speak so many things. Example, he may say he wishes to achieve higher grades in examination. He wishes to have a good family, good girlfriend, etc. So then you can help him understand what would happen to his values, his desire, his plans if he continues to abuse drugs. So that's a kind of helping him understand how drug using habits affect his values and his goals in life. That is by exploring goals and values. Then coming alongside. Coming alongside means you just agree to what he says, but at the same time, you just asking him. Like, for example, perhaps your drug using is too important for you to give up. So he says, I don't want to give up because I love to continue to. And then you are telling, is it so important to give up? I mean, it is so important for you that it is difficult for you to give up. So you are not just exactly disagreeing with him, but at the same time, you are just siding him, but you are bringing out the consequences or the trouble or the after effect of it, so that he understands if he gives more importance to drug using habit, it might not be helpful for him. So it is not exactly arguing or disagreeing, but you just be with him, just talking alongside with these ideas. So Evocative, there are 10 methods. These 10 methods I have found myself very good. Please read it. It is in your participant manuals. You can practice it and learn. These are very good examples, very good techniques that can be used to evoke or bring changes in a person's motivation. Another technique. So just now we learned about done and evoking changes. Now another technique is years. Years means explore, affirm, reflect. I think this we discussed. Explore means you are trying to explore in detail about the client's issues, client's drug using habit, client's associated problems. Affirming is you are helping the client to recognize his self-efficacy, his self-esteem, and then supporting his positive changes. Reflecting you use, you know what the 3 reflective listening techniques that you used. What are the reflective 3 reflections? Can someone say? What are the 3 reflective listening that we learned just now? Hello?
Simple reflection, amplified.
Yes.
Reflection.
Very good. Simple, amplified, and double-sided. So you can use those reflective techniques to help him bring changes. Then summarizing. Summarizing, of course, we learned. It gives the clients an idea that we understood him. It is like bringing together all the importance points and stating back to the clients. So this is what is called years. This is another acronym or an abbreviation for a concept called exploring, affirming, reflecting, and summarizing. So this technique can also be used as a techniques for bringing change or motivation change. I'm not going to discuss these things in detail because we don't have time. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because you can read and understand. I already explained what is exploring, affirming, what I'm not going to. Thank you. Let's. This is what is Readiness Ruler. I just showed you earlier. Can you all see? Hello.
Yes, we can.
Yes, Professor.
Yes. So you see the Readiness Ruler. It's like a kind of technique used to assess the motivation, the readiness for change in 3 levels. Whether what is his importance to change, what is his extreme side, that is 0 to say 4. If he say he is not ready to change, he does not give much importance to change, he has no confidence to change. If he says 5 to 7, it is not very sure, he is very unsure about change. That means his readiness for change is unsure, his importance for change is unsure, his confidence for change is unsure. However, if he says 8 to 10 or even 7 to 10, finally okay, that means he has a very willingness to change. That means he is totally willing to change. He gives extreme importance for change. He has extreme confidence, higher level of confidence for change. This is a technique used by Miller and Rollin in motivational interview. This is an MI technique that we have seen discussed. Miller and Rollin who did motivational interviewing. Have you ever heard of motivational interviewing and motivational enhancement techniques, therapies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. So this particular technique is from Stephen Rollnick. This is a kind of ruler we use to measure the readiness and importance and confidence of the client for change. You can draw like this a ruler and then show to the client and then ask the client how much it is your readiness to change, starting from 0 to 10. 0 means very low, 10 means very high, and the client may mark 1. 1 means not ready. If he marks 10, he is extremely ready and he gives importance and he has confidence. So then if he marks 10, you can ask, how come you marked 10? Why you did not mark 5? It can be the other way also, you can ask. It's like evoking change. If he marks 5, you can ask him, why you marked 5 instead of 10? Likewise, talking, leading the discussion, you can really bring a change in the person's readiness, importance, and confidence. Okay, all these I already discussed. You can see through. It's a scale. This also I discussed. If the client says that he marks 2, you can ask for elaboration. You can ask him why you didn't mark 10 or why you didn't mark 4. Likewise, you can ask elaboration and lead the discussion. All these are looking forward. All these are certain techniques used using Readiness Ruler. You see, this is again using Readiness Ruler. You can use these techniques to know his level of readiness, his level of importance, his level of confidence. I'm going a little faster, just skipping all these things. Okay, now I would like all of you to do a small exercise. I see Thai friends sitting together. Arkar, is your are your Myanmar friends sitting together?
ประหยัดนะแม่ประหยัด พี่จุ๋มบอกไป
We
อยู่
are
กับมา
separate.
ดามพูดคงเก็บเงินได้กันมาหลายล้านนะไม่ได้ใช้อะไรเลย
Yeah, my friends are separate.
Are you sitting together?
No, yeah, my friends are separate. Students are separate.
Okay, doesn't matter. You can ask them through the mic how this. Please draw up a readiness ruler for yourself, all of you, this picture, and then between two of you. That means just pair up through the virtual platform. Okay, just pair up and then just ask. Or shall we do it together? The Thai friend asking the Myanmar friends about the readiness to change and importance to change and confidence to change. Can we do that way? No need breaking into groups. You can have a conversation between Thai friends and Myanmar friends. Maybe Thai friends, they draw up a picture like this and ask the Myanmar friends about their readiness and importance and confidence. And then just make an assessment, just 5 minutes talk. Can we do? Hello? Can we do? Is it difficult? And is it difficult?
We don't understand your instruction.
Okay. Did you see the picture here?
Yeah, we see the picture.
Yeah, you can draw a picture like this. Okay.
Yeah.
You can just draw a picture like this. This is called the Stephen Rollin Readiness Ruler. And then you can have a counseling. So the counseling, you can ask him, rating from 0 to 10, how much is your readiness to change? Are you ready to change? And then he may say 2. 2 means he is not ready to change. If he says 4 to 7 or say 5 to 7, then he is not sure to change. If he says 9 or 8 or 10, he is willing to change. The same techniques is applied for importance of change and confidence to change. Likewise, in the counseling session, you can use this readiness ruler to assess the client's readiness, importance, and confidence to change. So I am asking, So I am asking you, can we do a small role play between Thai friends and Myanmar friends? Is it possible?
As a role play, I will ask my friend Dr. Tailiang first. Can I ask my friend Dr. Tailiang first?
Okay, very good. So then we will have a break room. The Thai friends will do among them, and Myanmar friends will do among them. Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay, then Panida, let us have a break for 5 minutes. I just give you 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Please do the
Okay.
exercise. Yeah, please do the exercise. Arka and Myanmar friends and Thai friends. Just 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, I can break.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
We come back to main room.
Okay. Okay. I heard that the Myanmar group, the leadership of Arthur explaining it. Now I would like to listen to my Thai friends. What you did, at least one sharing. What did you understand from Readiness Ruler? Hello? My Thai friends?
Yes. We already share with each other within prayer. We talk about this ruler, and when we have to work or dealing with the patient, yes, we talk about. We have a question for the chance ruler and give a mark for us for about 0 to 10. Yes, and then we put that mark into this ruler, and we know about the state of change of them. Yes.
Okay. Suppose a client says to your question, like how much you mark. If he marks 2, what do you understand?
Yes. Like an example for the mark from the patient, like a 2 mark, like they are not ready to change or not ready to rehab.
Okay. If it is 5,
unsure. Yes, they
and
are
10,
unsure.
and 10.
Oh, strongly sure, strongly ready to change or have some treatment.
Okay. So likewise, how many ideas, I mean concepts you can evaluate or you can assess? Readiness, importance, and confidence of the client. Is that clear?
Yes, sure.
So you can discuss these 3 things with the client. And if the client says it is 2 or 4 or a 10, you can still ask for elaboration. You can ask him to elaborate more about his reply.
Okay,
so that the discussion goes on and he is clear about the need of change. Okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the next level, because you all know that this is a walkthrough, not a real complete training, as well as it is a virtual platform. We cannot have everything that we do in face-to-face meeting. This whole curriculum is of 4 days training. Do you know that? We are doing it in a 1 day.
Yes, Professor. We are fully aware of that.
Okay, so that is why I am hurrying or hushing through. Forgive me if I am a little faster and I am still skip. I hope you will forgive me. Will you? Hello? You don't want forgive me, huh? Did you see the video, the slides?
Yes.
Can you see? Yeah, you can see the slides.
Yes,
Okay.
the skill.
Okay, you cannot see me or not? No.
No,
Okay.
we cannot see you.
Okay, just give me a second. I'll have to check whether did I Okay, it's okay. You don't see me, so okay. Something wrong. Let me see. Okay. Now clear. Now you can see me. Okay, fine. Okay. This readiness ruler. There are so many things readiness, but basically is what I said, that is to check the readiness, the importance that he gives to his change, and the confidence that he has for change. That we can ask the client by showing that picture to him, and probably we can use it in our counseling session. If you don't have such readiness in your counseling processes, you may start use that. The second thing is decisional balancing. Techniques used for change talk. Decisional balancing means you are asking the clients to check what is good and what is bad for him. In other words, you are helping the client to understand the pros and cons of change, of quitting drugs, of stop drinking alcohol. This can be asked not only in the pros and cons of quitting, but also pros and cons of not quitting, not stopping or giving up drugs. What you can do, you can draw a picture. Say you can have two columns where advantages, other place disadvantages, or good or bad. So give that picture that to the client. Ask the clients to write down what are the pros and what are the cons, or what are the advantages of quitting. He feels. What are the advantages of not quitting? He feels. So that is one method. You are just asking what is the positive things of quitting and what are the negative things about quitting. Just ask the client to write down in a piece of paper. Give him enough time. If the client is illiterate, not able to write and read, never mind. Just ask him to speak about good things that are connected to stop drinking, and about bad things that are connected to stop and not stopping alcohol. That is one method. Another method is you can have 4 columns whereby you can ask about good and bad things about quitting and good and bad about not quitting. Means you ask the client to explain what would happen to him if he quit. What are the positive things about quitting and what are the negative things about quitting. At the same time, you can ask the client to explain what are the positive things about quitting and what are the negative things about not quitting. So likewise, you can ask not quitting, not stopping, positives and negatives of stopping, positives and negatives of not quitting. So that is 4. The first one. The other one is positive and negative of quitting, positive and negative of not quitting. By asking this the client will come up with a lot of ideas, and this is a techniques whereby we can have further exploration, further discussions, elaborate sessions about the client's motivation, and then we can help him improve his motivation. So let's see this in detail. Okay, what are the goals of decisional balancing? Goals of decisional balancing are weighing the negative aspects and recognizing the negative aspects and scaling towards positive change. So when you do this decisional balancing, the client will able to learn what is good for him and what is bad for him. What are the negative aspects? This will bring a kind of internal as well as motivation change to the client. It's like a conscious link. We are trying to link between the negative and positive aspects of quitting, the cost involved, the problems, desirable features involved in not quitting, that are negative, to bring it and bring it to the life so that the clients understand what is good for him and what is bad for him, and his ideas are clear. So this is another way of understanding. It brings him to understand the need for change, gives him a better perception of change. And when you do this decisional balancing, what is good about it is the client, by doing this exercise, understand himself, the negative aspects and the cost involved in his substance use. Cost here does not mean the money. Cost of the family loss, cost of the love loss, cost of the physical health loss, all these are part of the cost. And the client not only understand the cost, the negative aspects, the client also understand what are the potential obstacles involved in change and how he can change the obstacles for a better change. In simple words means decisional balancing exercise, that techniques will help the client understand his drug taking habits and related issues in a better way. So this is an exercise. You can show this to the client, ask him, write the reason and reasons to change. Why you don't want to change? Why you want to change? In other words, why do you want to quit and why do you want not quit? Then the client will write so many things. After that, you can discuss those things. Exercise very, very simple. You are just asking about the behavior. The second exercise is more. It's like substance use. When behavior, you are helping the client understand his drug taking habit in a wider sense. You are helping the client to understand the pros and cons of drug using habits. So it gives him a better idea about what to do and what not to do. It changes his motivation. It helps him move forward changes or improves his motivation. And this is done like this. You draw like this, ask him to discuss the pros of changing. If he change, what are the benefits? If he doesn't change, if he change, what are the benefits? What is the cost? Means how it affects him. Here the cost means how it affects him. As I said, cost does not mean the money. Cost means the various other issues. That's the meaning cost. So if he doesn't change, what will happen? What is the pros? What is the advantages? So it is like this, and he writes down, and then we can have a better discussion. Okay. So this is a written technique. As I told you, if the client is not able to write, he can do it verbally. That means he can just tell you verbally. You make a note of it, and then you give back to the client. Again, this is an exercise, a technique used where the client has to write. And if the language is a barrier, and if the client cannot write and speak, write and read, you can ask the client to say to you verbally, and then you make note of it, and then you give back to the client and discuss. So that is also possible. Okay. Now you are the person who is deciding which format you have to use for the decisional balancing. You can use this format, very simple, or else you can use a little more elaborative format. It's left to you which format you use for a decisional balancing. You can use what you want, but once the client does or complete the format, it is left to you to explain each areas with elaboration from the client. Whenever you do this, explaining or what the client has written, you have to use open-ended questions. You have to be applying the techniques of active listening. In real practice, what happens, you know, the counselor gives format like this, you know, this format like this to the client, and the counselor will tell, okay, now let us do an exercise. You please write down this. And the counselor will go somewhere else, come back and say, okay, did you finish? Counselor will tell, yes, sir. Okay, then go home. That's not right way. When you do this, you be with the client, and so that the client do it. Your attention, your participation is also required. Of course, this can be done as a homework also. But please remember that once the client finishes the format, it is your responsibility to discuss what has been written. So that is very important. So while doing all these things, when you are asking the client to do that, you always remember that you have to get the permission from the client to do the exercise. So before you introduce the exercise, take the permission from the client. And for discussion about the particular exercise the client did, please do use the techniques of active listening and ask only open-ended questions. And process you can continue to ask by establishing rapport, leading questions, asking the clients to speak spontaneously, and these sorts of process, this exercise like a decisional balancing and a readiness ruler is very much helpful for a client who is in pre-contemplation. Can some of you tell why it is very helpful for a client who is in pre-contemplation? Hello?
Because the counselor is asking what the client like about substance use.
Okay. So the counselor is asking the client's opinion. Am I right? Yes. And giving an opportunity to the client to discuss what he wants.
What is good about substance use?
Yes.
The client may feel willing to talk about the positive effects of drug use, euphoria, feeling good, feeling relaxed, etc. And he might be eager to discuss about the positive effects of drug use in pre-contemplation stage.
Very good. Very good, Aka. Your understanding is very good. I appreciate you. My clap for you. And that is right. So these readiness ruler, decision balancing, all these are good for clients who is in pre-contemplation. Now, supposed to exercise according to the curriculum, but we are not going to have any exercise now because it is time. Is it time for lunch or supper? Sorry.
Yeah, it's
What's
time
the
for
time
lunch,
for?
Professor.
Okay. But it is not time here in India for lunch. It's time for break for tea. So what shall I do? Should I go for lunch? Lunch may not be available in the canteen.
I think we should try and Myanmar students should go for lunch because it's already noon here, both in Myanmar and Thailand.
Okay, go ahead. You please have your lunch. Come back after 1 hour. Am I right?
Yes, Professor, you are right.
So we will be back by 2 in the afternoon. Okay?
Okay.
Happy? Are you happy?
Happy.
Yes. Happy? Enjoy your lunch. Good. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.